Okay, everyone, hello and welcome along to another episode of Championship Drill. Joined by Phil and Jay as always, and we're being joined today by a very special guest, our good friend Adam McCarthy, a lifelong Brentford fan.
Yeah, I think I went to my first game in Griffin Park about 1988.
But they're still trying to make it to the big time.
They'll get there someday if they don't lose in the playoffs again.
Semi-final of the cup.
Yeah, you never seem to. You have no optimism about them in the playoffs. Huh? Last season, even you said to myself and Phil, "Not the blow."
Nah, it's just many years of playoff heartbreak. They usually go up automatically or not at all.
Yeah, have they ever won a playoff final?
That I'm not sure now. I can't remember. They might have done back in the 90s at some stage. I'm not sure if they have.
Doesn't seem like they do well in the playoffs, all right?
No.
Anyway, we'll come to Brentford in a minute with their game, and they're on a good run at the minute. But Phil, you sent me an old text last night to tell me Tony Pulis was after getting the sack.
Yeah. Adam actually was the one who found it first.
Adam broke the news, yeah.
Yeah.
Games in, one win, 6 draws, 7 points from a possible 30.
But the
and
thing
they said
is,
the performances and the results.
they're not scoring any goals, so.
Yeah.
I read the statement.
Yeah.
I read the statement from Sheffield Wednesday, and they didn't even thank him at the end. They were just like, we'll make no more further comment on this matter. So I assume that maybe he'd had a falling out with the owner, maybe about transfers or something like that in January.
That would make sense. Because after every game he's given out.
Yeah. I mean, he came, like the statement was funny, because they said that the 7 points from 30 wasn't good enough. The results weren't good enough. The performances weren't good enough. And then they said, and something else as well that went wrong to talk about.
Yeah.
So he's gone. So they're going to go on to their third manager of the season now.
Yeah.
Who comes in is the question. Did they bring in a caretaker, like, or did they opt in the market for a manager, like?
I was thinking they might go with David Wagner.
He's free, isn't he?
Interesting.
Maybe.
He's free, yeah.
Although he had a bit of a disaster shot there, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't had a look there on Google, but I'll have a quick check at because they didn't let us to the Watford manager.
Let's have a look.
Yeah. John Caulfield will come in.
Yeah.
Gus Poyet.
Gus Poyet is currently the favourite.
Yeah.
Good old Gus. Good man for a tear up. I heard he never once fared Roy Keane on the pitch. That's what I heard.
Yeah. And Torsten Fink then, as well as the other guy that they're touting.
Wasn't Gus at Brighton for a while as well, was he?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I see that
so there we
former
go.
Spurs managers come out of retirement?
Christian Gross.
Yeah, Christian Gross.
Yeah, did he come out?
Yeah.
The guy that goes on the subway, isn't it?
Yeah, he's after going to the German league.
I'm sure he went to Schalke, I think.
Yeah.
Schalke, who I think haven't won a game since last January.
Jesus.
He's the man to do it anyway.
I thought Cork said he were bad.
He'll fit in there with his working class roots of getting the subway to the Spurs games. Good stuff. So poor old Pulis. Wednesday.
What about Paulo Di Canio for Sheffield Wednesday?
Could do. Hero there at the club.
He'd be there less than Pulis. He'd probably last 20 days.
Yeah.
He'd punch the owner, he would.
Oh, that's funny.
More than likely.
When he was with Wednesday, wasn't it? That he pushed the referee to Cameo.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
You can't. Yeah.
Good times. So we move on, I suppose, to the games on St. Stephen's Day, Boxing Day, whatever day you want to call it.
Yeah.
The 26th of December.
Yeah.
Start Barnsley beating Huddersfield 2-1. Carlos Corberan signed the new contract and immediately celebrates by losing to Barnsley. No?
Yeah.
That's no better way to celebrate. I've always said it.
Yeah. Two towns very close together. I think in a cross, Edmunds-Green scored his first goal for the club, and then 2 horrible set-piece defensive mistakes from Huddersfield, and 2 goals then by the big defender Heilig at the back for Barnsley. Gives them another victory. They move into 11th, and Huddersfield drop down into 14th. Did you get to see any of this game?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think
Right.
yeah.
Fair enough result.
Yeah, I think so. I think
No.
Huddersfield are so
Yeah.
up and down.
There's something about a nice. Yeah. What do you think about the manager being given? I mean, they're 14th. They barely stayed up last season. They gave him a new long-term deal.
I think they jumped the gun when they won their last game.
Yeah, the old John Wayne Gatch outside the stadium, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been playing much better football this season than last season, but I don't know. There's something always dodgy about when a guy's been there.
There are no fair going down, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the year of the underdogs.
But there's something.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it's the year of the underdogs. Yeah,
always something dodgy, though, about giving a manager a long-term deal when he's only been at the club for about 5 months.
Yeah.
And deciding that we're going to
Alan
stick with him forever.
Alan Pardew was the big deal.
6 years.
How was it? A 10-year contract they gave him?
he should be banned for life for Bop and Mild at that time.
Good stuff. We move on then to Sheffield Wednesday and Pulis' last game. Blackburn won, Wednesday won.
Yeah, wasn't it?
They were looking for back-to-back wins Wednesday for the first time since just before Christmas last year, when I think they beat Bristol and Nottingham Forest. So they've not done too well. Reach, though, with the goal, some very, very poor defending from Blackburn, that one. And then Blackburn just totally took over the game. Yeah. Bradley Dack, great for him to be back. He's been out for a year with a cruciate injury.
Yeah.
42 goals in 2 and a bit seasons for them. From out wide, usually, I suppose he plays out wide for most of the time. Armstrong hit the post. He had another goal, or another chance. Was well saved by Westwood, who seems to be keeping Wednesday in most games these days. And then Rothwell got the finish in the end for Blackburn to make it 1-1. Pulis then got the sack. Blackburn are 11th. Wednesday are still second from bottom.
Yeah, I'm still surprised, lads, that Blackburn are 11th. Because every week we talk about them, they're actually performing quite well.
Yeah, they're the kind of team that would go on a 4-match winning run and then lose the next 6.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like, it's just that they're a really good team.
Yeah.
They're really gelled well. Harvey Edmunds been playing well. Armstrong is outstanding.
But maybe Dak coming back now will give him the boost.
Yeah, it'd be just good to see him get into the playoff, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they rely so much on Armstrong to score the goals for them.
Yeah.
Have somebody else who's going to chip in is definitely going to help them, because they are a team that we've seen this season. They can put 4 or 5 past someone on a good day. And again, they could have done that against Wednesday the other day because they just dominated once they went behind.
Yeah.
But Wednesday hang on, and it wasn't enough to save Pulis because their performance after they went ahead was dreadful.
Yeah.
I think that was their only shot on target, the one that went in.
Yeah.
I think that's just the story of Sheffield Wednesday, really. Their performances, if they want to survive, it's just Pulis. The football they're playing is just not gonna do it for them. Like, it's just so negative.
Yeah.
And if they do go ahead, they're just basically waiting for the equaliser to come.
That's it.
And that's kind of shown in the results, I think.
Yeah, they've been really, really poor. They've drawn too many games.
This has been going on since last season. They've been just so abysmal to watch.
Yeah, they're awful.
Like, they might score. It's on average they score like 1 goal every 3 games.
Yeah, we'll see now what happens. What did Ian Holloway left Grimsby, didn't he? Ian Holloway into Wednesday.
Oh, he'll go to Sheffield Wednesday too, yeah.
He'll get the players going. I doubt it, but there you go. Millwall then was called off. I think Millwall had a virus outbreak in their squad, so the game against Watford as well is called off tonight. So that ain't going to go.
We're going to see a lot more of that over the coming weeks, I think.
Yeah.
It seems like it. I think Rotherham are playing tonight. They're back after missing a few games because of the same thing. And trying to make up these games is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's going to come to a standstill, lads, I reckon, because the outbreak is incredible. Like, just in the Premier League alone, it's at the highest for positive tests. Like,
Man City now as well have it, like, so.
I reckon the league's going to come to a halt. I just have a feeling that it's going to hit its worst in the next 3-4 weeks, you know.
It could happen.
Not to not directed towards the COVID discussion, but I suppose it's this new strain which is far more contagious.
Yeah.
Which means that it's going to spread a lot more around the squads, I think. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jerry could be right. There could be a standstill at some stage, maybe in the next month or so. But
yeah, it could be.
That could be a nightmare for the summer because really, with the Euros supposed to be happening this summer, there's not going to be as much time as they had maybe last season.
And the thing is, if it comes to a standstill, it'll be 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they could actually write off the league. You know, the way it came so close last season that, like, you know, I'd say there won't be any bullshit this year. They might just write it off altogether, like, you know. I hope not. I know I'm putting it down around this, and we're all. Jesus, I sound like a fella that's depressing everyone, but I was just looking at stuff on Twitter, lads, and it's not looking good. Like, that's all I'm going to say.
How many Man City people have it? A lot.
Well, there's 19 Premier League players that have tested positive this week.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in this. Once it's in their bubble, as they call it, they don't have much option but to test everyone and test everyone. They are tested every day though, so that's probably a good thing. If they can isolate people, they might get away with having a few weeks off here and there if that's all it takes.
Yeah. You just wonder though, with games like obviously there's games being postponed, so like, you know, obviously Watford and Rotherham, like, is it going to benefit the teams in the long run? Like, you wonder, like.
I mean, they're going to have lots of games on top. Like Rotherham already have 2 to make up.
Yeah.
Millwall are going to have 2 to make up.
I think Ipswich are the team that have the most so far. They're like 5 games behind or something.
Yeah.
So
we'll wait and see. We'll move on then to poor old Wickham again.
Yeah. They were probably lucky with their goal.
Unbelievable lucky for their goal. It took quite a deflection off McCleary to go in, but again, Bristol took the lead through Martin from O'Dowda's cross. Then McCleary with the equaliser, and then just a fantastic strike at the end to win it for Bristol. But Wickham were pretty good. I mean, they had one tactic, which was kick the ball long tack in Fenway, and Bristol didn't seem to be able to deal with that at all.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's the problem of Wickham all season. They're playing well in games, but they're getting beaten in them. 4 points from safety now, bottom of the table. They haven't won in 11 games.
I think they're going to stay up though. I generally believe that they'll have a bit of luck in the second half of the season. They're playing good football. Like, it's not like they're a team of, like, you know, same shit different week. They're really playing good football. They're grinding hard. Like, you can't say there's a game where they fall over. Jeez, they're playing to the last minute. Like, you know what I mean? It's. I think the second half of the season are going to come good. I reckon they'll just survive it, and if they survive it, then. I mean, God knows what'll happen the season after, but they're a really good team to watch. But, like, to be fair, like, Bristol were good. Callum O'Dowda was fantastic.
He is.
Yeah.
O'Dowda now and Vinner both picked up injuries. Yeah, I mean, Wickham are struggling. What's funny about Wickham too is the manager comes out almost after every game and says, if we play like that for the rest of the season, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And he's been saying that now for the last 11 games and they haven't won yet. So.
But the only time they were winning games was that he was in hospital.
That's it. Maybe that's what they need to do. Maybe they need to put him in hospital.
Put it back in the hospital.
Get the big fella to start tackling him.
Didn't they win 2 games in a row when he was in there?
They won 2 games in a row while he was getting back surgery. So maybe
that's the only 2 games they won, I'm sure, is it?
Yeah. They've drawn a few since with him, but I think the only games they've won all season were while he was in hospital having back surgery. So
mad.
Too much pressure. They want to win so badly for him. The pressure is on. But poor old Bristol in 9th now, but O'Dowda went off injured. Vinner went off injured, so one of their best attacking options and one of their better defenders that could be missing now for a while. They both were limping as they left the pitch, so
they needed that win though, because I think they'd lost 3 in a row before that.
Yeah.
So getting that late goal there was probably could turn their season around again.
Definitely.
Yeah. Not that it was bitter, but Ainsworth after the match says, "Look, that's what a £5 million striker can do for you."
Yeah.
You can take him off the bench. Well, he's got Akinfenwa, as much as we love him, but a 38-year-old that's been at about every club in England at this stage, leading the line for him up front.
So look.
Yeah.
He's Premier League bound, Steve. I'm telling you, he's Premier League bound by
Liverpool.
I know.
Okay. Yeah. move on to one of the better games in terms of the goals were scored in it anyway.
Yeah.
And Adams Brentford, Cardiff 2, Brentford 3. A ridiculous first half. Brentford had all the ball, couldn't seem to get a shot near the goal, and then Cardiff scored. I know Volk, he hit the ball. It was very, very like Beckham's goal against Wimbledon that time. It was almost the exact same spot in the pitch.
Yeah.
And the same thing, just inside his own half, they were 1-up. They looked, the game plan seemed to be that, just keep Brentford from playing, and then Canos with an unbelievable volley at the start of the second half for Brentford, and they just tore them apart after that. Tony had an overhead kick that could have been saved. Marcondes had one that really should have done better with, and then Canos got 2 more to complete the hat-trick, although the last one, keeper really should have done better. Like it just went through his hands or something. And then, Volk again with a goal for Cardiff 15 minutes from the end. Not much happened. A dubious push near the end, all right, in the box. Cardiff could have got a penalty for that one. But Brentford are unbeaten now in 15 games in all competitions. 4th on the table, just a point off second.
Yeah, well, Brentford are probably out of maybe all the teams in the division. They're probably the most dominant in their games. They control nearly every single game they play, and it's just a matter of them not conceding. Yeah, and I think it was a very good kind of comeback for them. Canos, he's very good coming off the bench. I don't know if he started him.
I think he started him there. Yeah,
he started, but he's very when he's in the mood, he'll score goals.
Yeah. Oh, he's the next Barcelona Liverpool player. He's starting to kind of shine. You know what I mean? This guy was highly tipped at Barcelona. Obviously made that move to Liverpool. I think he was with Norwich as well for a while. But I think he's got 20 goals in 120 appearances. So he's really starting to shine.
He's very good. He has had a lot of injury problems over the years.
Yeah.
But when he hasn't been injured, he's always been quality.
Yeah. He's as I said, he's definitely one to watch. He's only 23, so
David Brentford. Yeah.
Good player.
Don't say the manager there, Brentford as well, was able to make 7 changes, I think, from the side that beat Newcastle.
Yeah. They have a very strong squad, and Thomas Frank, he's very good at kind of managing the squad. Yeah. When they do rotate, the reserves that come in do have the same quality, and they do fit in to the system very well, and that's kind of what Brentford are all about. Really, is about the system. So there's not a real drop of quality when they're swapping players in and out.
Getting Ivan Toney was a bargain.
Yeah. Again, but Brentford are very good. They can sell their strikers. So they sold Mopai, and then they sold Watkins. Yeah. But then they just went out and signed Toney, and that and he's been doing the job straight away after the first few games. Yeah. They just seem to have that knack.
Yeah.
He does. He set up on the goal yesterday, and he was unlucky not to score himself with his overhead kick.
Yeah.
But he has 8 goals in 11 games now or something in the last 11 games. Tony as well. So
that's encouraging. Yeah, very encouraging.
We move on then to the most boring game of the day, the Banker 0-0 draw. I think we said before the game. Coventry 0, Stoke 0. Stoke have drawn 0-0 away from home for the 3rd time in a row. Compton hit the bar, Fletcher headed wide, a couple of good chances. And Godden, who Coventry, I suppose good news for Coventry is that Godden is back because he's been the only one scoring goals for them this season. Yeah. They've missed him the last couple of months. Absolutely boring game. Stoke stay 7th, Coventry stay 18th.
But again,
really say about it.
The thing with Stoke is they're playing a forward who's 38.
Yeah, and he should have scored 2 goals. I mean, their chances he usually wouldn't miss.
I say Stoke are still playing the wage bill from back in the day.
Oh yeah, I say so. Sure. Yeah.
Michael
away
Owen.
From home, they seem to just. Away from home, they just shut it down. It seems, and don't even try to win half the games. But there you go. But they're still right there. There's a point off the playoffs or something.
Yeah, there's 7
points off the playoffs.
Yeah. Crazy. And then another one. Poor old Wayne Rooney can't get a win at Derby, losing to Preston.
Yeah.
1-0. And I know was it Preston put it up today. Alan Brown scored a great goal, but apparently that's the 3rd time he's done that on the 26th of December on your Boxing Day, St. Stephen's Day. It's the 3rd time in the last 4 years he's scored an absolute belter of a goal for them.
Yeah.
And that's the way they are. So.
He should be scoring a lot more.
Yeah. But whatever he has for Christmas Day for his dinner seems to pay off for him the next day. He seems to score unbelievable goals the next day. So
He must get the spice beef reported.
Yeah, he does. I was just going to say that. Definitely. The mother and father send over the good Irish spuds, like.
Yeah. I mean, this game changed as soon as Waghorn was sent off early on.
That was a disgraceful tackle.
Nasty. Studs up on Brown himself. He could have really hurt him.
Yeah, it was very bad.
But it was one of those games that you see sometimes where everything that was hit at the goalkeeper, he just seemed to it, or his foot to it, or his face to it, or
You do
seems
miss
like it was just going to be 0-0.
Steve, you missed the good tackles in the game. Like you were notorious out in the States for that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, but like there's good tackles and there's what Waghorn did. Well, I mean, Brown, he really hurt him. I don't think anyone, even Rooney after the game, said he can't defend that kind of a tackle. He said he had to go.
Yeah.
It's side down. But Rooney still, he has, he's not doing too well. Like,
is there any update? Any update on their?
The only update was it's not going to happen before the end of the year. That was the last update that they gave. So, no, are they playing a waiting game to see what happens with them?
The owners are just being smart.
Time in 7 games they've lost, drawn most of those, to be fair, under Rooney.
Yeah.
Still in the relegation zone, and we have no idea when takeover will happen. Preston move up into 13th, which is for the season they're having. Yeah, I mean, the manager seems like, we always say, the manager seems like he's on the verge of being sacked, and suddenly they dig out a win.
Yeah.
But he won't be, like, they won 1-0 and they scored in stoppage time, but he's not going to be happy with the win because the second time they've struggled to score against 10 men. It was in the Sheffield Wednesday game as well, where they went down early to 10 men and Preston created nothing. And it seemed the same here, that they just were not going to score a goal against the 10 men until Brown. Great effort from him at the end. I don't know, was the keeper unsighted or what, but he didn't seem to see the ball at all.
Yeah.
So, good win for Preston. And then, obviously, we move on. Middlesbrough Rotherham was the second of Rotherham's games to be cancelled.
Yeah.
Because of the virus. Then on to the other 0-0, which was slightly more exciting in terms of chances, but not many clear-cut ones. Yates had a good effort for Forest. Etheridge, who had that disaster the last day out for against Borough for Birmingham, where he was at fault for 3 of the 4 goals.
Yeah.
He'd be delighted to have kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Sanchez curled one wide, and Samba made a few saves for Forest, but it was,
it was very generic with not a lot going on.
No, I mean, the shots on target, which there was quite a few, they were all, daisy cutters. Like, if the keeper had left them in, it would have been disaster.
Yeah.
There was you wouldn't say they were great shots. Like, so Birmingham lost 3 in a row, so they stopped that run at least.
Yeah.
And Forest are 2 points clear the relegation zone themselves. So I don't know. I don't think either team is happy with a draw there, but neither of them deserve to win. If anything, they both should have been docked points for how bad the game was.
Yeah. Exactly.
Definitely.
So we move along then to one of these getting loads and score, and the other just take their chances, and QPR end up losing the game. Yeah. And that seemed to happen there with IU and Lowe getting the goals for Space Swansea flying it.
Yeah. Do you know what? Jermaine Lowe has come on so much this season.
Yeah. And they're still playing without Gibbs.
Yeah, he's proper good.
He is. And they're a scary team. Like Swansea, the way they're playing at the minute, they move into second because Bournemouth, obviously, their game is postponed. But Gibbs White is going to be coming back into that team as well soon enough.
Yeah.
And he's going to add something more to them. IU was scoring goals all around them this season.
Who let Gibbs White go again, lads? Who let him go? Was it
Wolves?
Wolves. He's on loan from
Wolves.
Yeah. Big player
for the season. But he's been out now for 2.5 months. Yeah. I think they said about 3 months when he was first out, so he should be coming back in the next few weeks, hopefully, for them.
Yeah.
But I don't know, QPR, I don't know what they can do to start scoring goals because they're creating enough chances, they're just not taking them.
Yeah. I think that manager's in trouble, though.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't have a great season last season either under him.
Yeah. Does your man Fernandez still own the club, lads? I think he does, does he?
I think Georgie said that the last day.
I think he's still there.
Yeah, he's ruthless. Like, he's surprised manager still there. So if that's the case.
Yeah. But I know he's well respected, the manager. He used to manage Brentford at one time as well, I think, didn't he?
He did. He was very good for Brentford at the time, which made Brentford beating QPR all the sweeter. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. But it's a strange one for QPR, because QPR are really starting to drop down the table. They're 4 points above the relegation zone.
Yeah.
They're a better team than their league state or their league where they are in the league suggests, but they need really to kind of get out of this kind of spiral of bad form.
I mean, they seem to have spells where they look like they're going to hammer a team, but they don't score when they're on top ever.
That's it.
Right now, we move on. So I suppose to Reading against Luton. Again, not a great game in this one. Like two first half goals from McIntyre and Semedo, and then a very late goal right on throw full time from Lua.
It was good to see Reading get back in ways properly.
Yeah. They've been so up and down. They move into the playoff spots now, into 6th.
Yeah.
Luton dropped down to 15th. The 2 goals Reading scored were their only 2 on target, and I think Luton's first shot on target came 10 minutes from the end. So it wasn't a classic, but Luton scored away from home for the first time in 5 games, and had they not done that with the last goal, I think it would have been their worst run in 15 years or something. So at least they done that, but there's not a whole lot to say about this game really, other than it's a strange one for Reading. It's good to see Reading get back, like you said, Phil, to winning ways, because they've been struggling.
They lost 2 games, but the big thing about losing 2 games in a row, they lost them to Brentford and Norwich, so they lost them to 2 of their rivals, kind of, for the playoffs or promotion. So that was that's a big loss there. So to get 3 points back and kind of stay in touch with them is the main thing.
They need that, and Reading be delighted to make the playoffs, I'd say, even though their early season form it was so good, and then they had that horrible run, so they're going to be delighted with that.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to Watford against Norwich. Watford kind of did a Norwich in this one.
Yeah. Wasn't great.
No, Norwich have been winning these games 1-0 all year.
Yeah.
But Watford did it this time. The new manager, Munoz, got off to a good start. Home in, although Watford, I think, have the best home record in the division.
But like Watford, do they keep getting these other managers because it's safe and no one wants to go there?
I'd imagine that. We say he got his first win. I mean, he's probably going to be gone before the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get him promoted and then he'll get the sack.
That's it. Start with the goal. I don't know. Gray twice put the ball into space when he should have scored.
Yeah.
He nearly fell over himself trying to score an open goal.
Yeah.
Beverly had a shot blocked. Norwich had one chance later on, really, when Pukki broke free, but a great tackle from Messina stopped him from getting a shot away. So Norwich stay top, though, and Watford move up to 5th. But it wasn't a great game, but a good win for the new manager. But you can't judge him off this game because Watford have been very good at home.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, we'll move along to our picks of the day. So what was everyone's goal of the day here today?
I actually think Canos.
Yeah. Canos for me as well.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be, I'm going to say Volks.
Yeah.
So against Brentford.
Yeah, I think Volks as well, because to see the keeper off his line and try it is cheeky enough.
Yeah.
From the halfway line. Some cracking goals in that game, though.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It was, yeah.
I think though Canos is probably going to get most people's player today.
Yeah, Canos. Yeah.
Hat-trick hero, you have to give it to him, definitely.
Yeah.
The best team performance of the day.
Brentford, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean sweep for Brentford.
I'm going to say
Watford.
Wickham losing 2-1.
They created a lot of chances. They were very good.
Watford were very good, to be fair to him, under a new manager.
Yeah.
And Jerry's going with his Wickham boys.
They were outstanding. They lost 2-1, but they were fantastic, world class.
They're all very good. Yeah. Tough one. I'll probably go for Brentford as well, just for the win away at Cardiff and for entertaining us as they did. And the biggest shock result of the weekend.
Watford, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well,
Coventry and Stoke 0-0.
Norwich didn't even score. Norwich didn't get a goal.
Yeah, Coventry Stoke 0-0. The least shocking result of all time, I'd say that one.
Preston winning for me was a shock.
I think Preston, against Derby.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sheffield Wednesday taking a point off Blackburn was a bit of a shock as well, but the way they're going. So we'll go quickly through the games that are still on today. A few of them called off for different reasons, mostly because of the virus. But anyway, Birmingham versus Derby.
A draw.
A draw. Another one.
Yeah.
I go for Birmingham.
Birmingham to win at home, I think, yeah.
Yeah, 1-0 for me as well, yeah. Birmingham.
Sheffield Wednesday, managerless against Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough.
Got their
Middlesbrough.
80-odd-year-old manager.
Yeah. Middlesbrough.
Yeah, that's Middlesbrough for me.
Yeah, I think Middlesbrough will hammer him in this one.
Warnock for NBE.
Yeah. Huddersfield versus Blackburn.
Huddersfield. Huddersfield.
Oh, Huddersfield, I think this is a draw in this one, I think.
Yeah, I'd see draw on this one, right?
Blackburn are good. Luton home to Bristol City. Luton good at home. Bristol City back on track, maybe.
Bristol City.
Yeah, draw. A draw.
I go for the draw.
Yeah, I think could be Luton very hard to beat at home. Norwich will be looking to bounce back against QPR.
4-0 Norwich.
4-0 Norwich, yeah.
Definitely Norwich.
Yeah, Norwich.
Cracker of a game. Yeah.
3-1.
8-1. Preston home, where they hate playing this season, against Coventry.
Coventry.
Very good away.
Yeah, I'd say Coventry could beat them.
I'm going to go for Preston just because I'd say the last minute winner there from Brown will probably lift them up a small bit.
Lift them up a bit, yeah. I think Preston will probably take this one 2-1. I think Godden will get a goal for Coventry because he usually does. Rotherham, after their lovely break because of the virus, are at home to Barnsley.
They're going to win 12-0.
That going ahead, it is.
It is, I think, yeah.
Okay, I think Rotherham will win.
Yeah, if it goes ahead. We don't know 100% yet, but at the moment it was still on anyway.
Yeah, it's on all right looking at this. So
yeah. So yeah, I think Rotherham as well with the long break they've had. Although Barnsley are in good form, so we'll see. And you don't know how the virus will affect them. Maybe they'll be better. Wickham home to Cardiff. Can Wickham pull out a win?
Of course they can. No problem.
I'd love to see
I
it.
think so.
1-0.
They haven't won in 11.
Cardiff.
You think Cardiff?
Yeah.
I think Wickham are going to steal this one. I don't know why.
Come on, Wickham.
They have to get the luck. We say it every week that their luck has to change at some stage, but maybe today's the day they get that dodgy penalty in the last minute.
Never know.
Yeah, tough one.
And then we got a nil-all draw.
The last one.
Over.
Nil-all.
That's on Stoke, Nottingham Forest, huh?
I bet
0
you
shots on target.
it could be 3-all.
yeah,
It could be 3-all. It probably will be 3-all.
But wasn't this a high-scoring game last year?
Yeah, I mean, Stoke at home score goals. It's away from home. They don't bother even trying, it seems.
Yeah.
But Forest are in a horrible run of form. I mean, he's another manager that could be gone after just being appointed not that long ago if things don't start improving there.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So yeah, a draw written all over it for Stoke.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I suppose we'll leave it there and we'll see how those games go. Hopefully this will be up before those games happened.
Yeah.
But
It'll
judging by our
definitely be out before the Derby game is over.
Yeah, and judging by our predictions anyway, people won't be able to accuse us of putting it out after the results. Results coming. So there we go. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us as always, and we'll be back again later on this week to talk about tonight's games.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
thanks.